going on, everybody? I'm Vinny Costa, editor of Street Muscle Magazine and your host of the RodCAST, the all-encompassing car show where we talk about all things automotive. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Greg Acosta, editor of Engine Labs and the all-around tech guru. What's going on, Greg?
Hey, Vinny. What's happening?
Bro, again, where's your coffee? You can't say that without your coffee.
I have coffee, but it's not in a mug. Look at this, dude.
And then you got to ask me to work on Sunday.
Or Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in. Hey, Peter, what's happening? Last weekend I was able to actually find. I mean, this is kind of dumb. It's Japanese coffee. Like,
why does it say Georgia on it?
That's the brand. It's actually a Coca-Cola product.
Oh, okay.
But it's called Georgia, and it's like we have an Asian market up here, but they don't have this stuff. And
okay.
And nothing I found down in Phoenix has it. And I can't really get. I mean, you can get it on the internet, but it's really expensive.
How'd you find out about this stuff?
Oh, I don't even remember. It was I think one of my coworkers brought some back after a trip to Japan. And I was like, hey, this stuff is good. And
what's the deal? It just tastes good? Like, does it have any like crazy weird healing properties or something?
No, it's stupid brewed coffee with milk in a can. Like it's really good. And like
I always wonder about milk like products in a can. Like, how do they keep?
I mean, these aren't killing me, right? Like
you drink enough of them, maybe. I mean, how much caffeine to kill a man?
But I mean, it's cool because this stuff apparently in Hokkaido, Japan, they raise like really like fancy cows that are fed like a certain grass, so their milk is sweet. I don't know, and that's what that uses. Because I don't think there's any sugar in there, but it's sweet. It's good. But
interesting.
I don't know. I mean, this is just, you want to talk about nerd stuff, right? Jamie's got a cousin who works in Japan, and I've been trying to get him to send me just a giant box full of them because they're only like $1. Like they're nothing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, just fill up a giant box and send them over. Like, come on, like,
dude. There's just some stuff that like it's a bummer you can't get here. When I was stationed in Germany briefly, when I was in the Air Force, and obviously you've heard of Kinder, right? The candy,
yes, the Kinder eggs, the ones that you can't get the real ones because kids choke on them. Yeah, exactly.
So like over there, they put like toys and action figures and all kinds of stuff hidden in these chocolate eggs and like various, different, treats that they make for kids. Well, while I was there, they have a certain candy called a Kinder Hippo, and it's like a wafer, right? But in the shape of a hippo, and then inside that hippo wafer is this creamy chocolate pudding kind of stuff. I don't know, but it's literally the best candy I've ever eaten, and I don't have a sweet tooth. Like, I'm not a sweets guy. Amazing. So whenever I make it back to Germany, I'm gonna buy a whole case of them.
What we need to do is see if I can get in touch with that German Polera owner I did a feature on a lot of years ago, and see if he's willing to send us a little care package.
Yeah, like, for sure. No, dude, screw that. Let's go visit him.
Right? I mean,
hey, bro, I wrote this thing about your car. Can we stay with you?
Do you have a couch? Like
what's the German word for couch?
I don't know, but it's probably like 72.
Das Couch. Anyways, I hope I didn't offend any of our German viewers or listeners. And if you know the German word for couch, drop in the comment section below. Greg, today we have a very exciting episode of the RodCast. Talking to my buddy Larry Ashley over at Performance Online. Performance Online is just like a parts house, and they manufacture and distribute a bunch of really cool parts for various makes and model of classic vehicle. And they took to creating a really cool cruise for the Inland Empire here in Southern California. They partnered with a bunch of other parts manufacturers in the area, and they put on some of the really just coolest cruises in the area. It's like a rolling car show. And so I wanted to get Larry's take on how the whole thing started. But before we do, let's have a word from our sponsors. Motor oils and additives are the two most important pillars of the German company Liqui-Moly. Beyond that, the company sells service products, car care, greases, pastes, underbody protection, and windscreen adhesives. They also offer the tools and equipment required to use those products effectively. There are a total of more than 4,000 items, which make Liqui-Moly a globally unique, full-range retailer for automotive chemicals. Along with cars, Liqui-Moly also has its own product range for motorcycles and bicycles, for commercial vehicles and construction machines, for garden devices and industrial applications, as well as for boats and small aircraft. In order to ensure the consistently high quality of its products, Liqui-Moly produces its oils and additives exclusively in Germany. So, if you want to check out the high quality products of Liqui-Moly, go to liquimoly.com. That's LIQUI-MOLY.com. Larry Ashley, what's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here.
How you doing, man? It's pretty cool.
I'm good, man.
Let me join you guys.
Yeah, dude, we've been talking about this for a while. You guys have been a partner of Street Muscle Magazine for a long time over there at POL. And whenever you guys first came on, I was like, dude, we got to get you on the podcast. Not only because of everything cool that's going on over at POL, but just your story in general is a really good one.
Oh, okay. Well, ask me questions and I'll do my best to answer them for you.
Okay, well, we'll start in an unconventional way for us, because typically we start with our guests' personal history, and then we move into maybe the company that they work for and stuff like that. But seeing as how I was just hanging out with you on Saturday during the big POL cruise, I want to talk about that first, because you have a lot of cool stuff going on. This was your guys' 10th one that you've done, and it's just grown like wildfire, man. So tell us about how it got started and what made this last one different.
So yeah, you said, like you said, it was our 10th one, and we started it last year, just with the whole pandemic and what was going on. We needed a way to get our brand out there, and there was no shows going on. I mean, yeah, we could do advertising and everything, but we need that personal, touch or whatever. So I had remembered, pretty much every New Year's, I would go do a cruise in Orange County called Tour de Orange. And they did it basically New Year's morning, and it would start up and, 300-400 cars would get together and drive through Orange County. Their drive was insanely long. And I always loved that drive. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. And then a few of my buddies started doing the quarantine cruise out in Huntington Beach. And I went and did that one with some buddies of mine out here. And Johnny, that runs Johnny's Auto Body, that does all the paintwork for our cars and stuff. The two of us were talking, and we're like, man, I wonder if we can do that type of a deal out here, out in the Inland Empire versus the Orange County, because a lot of guys don't want to drive that far, and they want to get together and do something. So
for our viewers at home and our listeners who maybe aren't familiar with like Southern California in general, can you kind of tell how far apart those two places are?
So Inland Empire versus the coastal, part of Orange County. We're roughly about 50 miles away and stuff. So inland. And it doesn't seem that far, but when you add traffic to all that, and, which most other states don't have like we do, it can be a little, daunting on our, classic cars or whatever. So
for sure.
Yeah. So we put together a little flyer and threw it up on Instagram and Facebook, and Johnny went to all the little local, Cars and Coffee. There's a little Bob's Big Boy deal, that kind of stuff, In-N-Out Burger type things, and was handing out flyers and stuff. And we started noticing that we were getting a good response that, hey, they wanted to come out and join us. So actually, you were out at our first one. And
yes, sir.
So we held it out there, and we showed up, it was roughly about 200 cars at the first deal.
It was a good turnout.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there going, that's incredible, to start off with. So we did that cruise and said, okay, you know what, we're on to something. Let's do another one. So the next one, we kept adding on other manufacturers to help us get the word out, and they were putting it on their social media. And it just seems like every cruise we are growing incrementally, So number 9, we had over 700 cars. I mean, it was, you know? And that particular one, we started in 2 locations. We had part of the location start in Brea, which is roughly about 20 miles away from here. And then the other leg was here still in Corona. But we both drove to the same location. So 2 parts of the 91 freeway were having cars coming in and intersecting and stuff. That was a big event and stuff. So what we're noticing that we add a little bit of the deeper Orange County people to come out here with us, and it's been a great deal.
Yeah, man. That's one thing that I really love. You and I were talking about it a little bit on Saturday, that you guys have been doing. It's like, I kind of joked with you and I was saying that, it's kind of become like the POL crew, right? Like all these manufacturers that are working together to help promote this cruise. You guys are like a real tight knit group. But all in the pursuit of creating something for enthusiasts in your area to come together and cruise, man. It's a really cohesive unit.
Yeah. So, I mean, all of the other manufacturers, they're all local to us as well. And, they liked what we were doing and said, hey, let's see what we can do to collaborate this. And, I just pulled up one of the flyers to kind of give a quick list of all the players that are on here. I mean, it's grown immensely and stuff. So, starting off, we got Alden American, American Racing Wheels, Bear Brakes, Brothers Truck, Black Widow Exhaust, Champion Cooling, Curry Enterprises, Eddie Motorsports, Phytech Fuel Injection, Johnny's Auto Body, Orange County Hot Rods, MagnaFlow Exhaust, Original Parts Group, Resto Mods, and of course our sister company, Western Chassis and stuff. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah, so it's grown. And then since our last event, we have now just added Dan Chuck.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
well, you guys had so many Tri-5s out there.
Exactly. Yeah. So Dan Chuck wanted to be part of it. So we have them added on there, and we're talking to Classic Industries right now. So, I mean, it's incredible. Oh, and then of course, our last one, the new player in town is Ace's Fuel Injection and stuff. So
that's right.
Yep. So they actually hosted the last one for us and did a giveaway and everything. So almost forgot.
That was cool. No,
yeah,
that was cool, man.
Company and stuff. So we're trying to help them get launched and get the word out that there's a new player in town. So,
yeah, that was a really cool element to this last one because it just happened to land on, Easter weekend. Yeah. And then you guys, had this really cool Easter egg hunt. So I've been on other cruises too. And, I think you guys, POL just launched a video kind of recapping what happened. But you said it perfectly, man. It was like an Easter egg hunt / like poker run. Yes. And so, you run into these different stops collecting cards. But the thing I really loved about it was it created like a faster pace than normal cruises, right? A lot of times, like you mentioned, in Southern California, you run into a lot of traffic. And for old cars, that's like, kind of stressful sometimes. You're like, oh man, did I check everything? And hopefully this thing doesn't overheat. Yeah. And so I appreciated the faster pace or just the fact that you can kind of move at your own pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we give them a map, but most people they'll kind of take their own routes as well to get to the end location and stuff. Some people want to beat everybody, so they have a good parking spot. It happens all the time, But what was interesting about this one is we had 3 stops. So the first stop, of course, was POL headquarters, Performance Online. So that's where we had everybody drive by. We gave them the first egg. Inside the egg is a poker card. Drive by, grab that first one, and then the next stop was Brothers Truck. Same type of thing, passed another egg out. Then we headed over to Curry Enterprises, another egg, and then we ended up over at Evans Brewery and stuff. And at Evans Brewery, we gave the last egg. So you have 5 cards, of course, in there. And we kind of tricked everybody, because we wanted to simplify it. So Aces, Aces Fuel Injection, they're the ones who sponsored. They had these little playing cards made and stuff. It's actual, decks of cards. Well, we had 500 produced, just in case of a large showing and stuff. We probably passed out about 300 at this particular one. I'm thinking because it's Easter weekend or whatever, but still, hey, it still worked out great. So to simplify things, we had 4 ace cards that were out in the mix. And those were actually the winners to simplify things. So you didn't have to have a certain poker hand. You didn't have to basically said, who's got an ace? and they were the winners and stuff. So they came up and they got distributors and you name it from him and stuff. It was pretty cool. Once we completed that, we got a little, everybody's kind of like, oh, is that it and stuff. So then we just start throwing T-shirts and hats and everything, just trying to, keep
it was a good time, man.
Yeah.
It was. People were stoked to be out there. I talked to a lot of people, you know me, I'm always sourcing features for the magazine. I'm always like keeping an eye out for like cool cars and things like that. So I talk to a lot of people every time I go to the cruise or shows, and people were just stoked about what you guys are doing, man. Because for so long, we still can't have car shows, where maybe they're coming back this year, it's still kind of up in the air. So this is almost like a rolling car show,
Absolutely.
It's become that for people.
Yeah. And you saw the cars that were out there. I mean, these things aren't regular drivers. I mean, they're full blown, show cars. Sometimes you sit there and go, wait, what we call trailer queens, and these guys are driving them and they're driving them, putting them through their paces and stuff. So
yeah, you're one of them, dude. You brought your 57 out, and that thing is beautiful car.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the babies anyway. So
yeah. Well, so when can people look forward to the next one? Do you guys plan that far ahead? How does it work?
So yes, we're working on it right now. Let me just pull up my calendar here real quick. So of course the next one will be in May, and I believe that one is going to happen on the 9th. May 9th is what I think was tentative to have that one go. As we get closer, I'm basically laying out a new course right now and stuff. So and I'm double checking the beginning location and the end location to make sure there's nothing already going on there. And then once I have that, then I'll lock in the date and send out the flyers and go from there.
Very cool.
For this particular one, we back in February, we did South Orange County up in the hills. And it's got a beautiful windy road that's got a canopy of trees that go over the road completely, and it's all winding through it and stuff. And we went out there. Man, people went crazy over it and stuff. So we're sitting there going, okay, well, how do we take that one and add another element to it? So JC and I are working on that right now, trying to figure out all the logistics of it, it's a lot harder than you think,
I believe it.
You're sitting there and you're trying to think, okay, where can I start everybody? That's the first part. And then, we're always estimating, high numbers of cars. So, like I said, we've grown up to over 700 and back on the 9th one. So I have to look at that number and say, okay, I have to at least try to fit this many, and then try to take them through a whole cruise and have an ending location that's empty enough to handle that as well.
Is that something that you didn't anticipate or when you initially started, or is that obviously that's a challenge that kind of grew from just awareness of the cruise?
Exactly. That's really what it came down to. It's just trying to make estimations of, okay, what's going on. So it's funny because my wife and I actually will go on the weekend and we'll start trying different drives, and we do it at the exact same time that we would do the cruise. So okay, in this time frame, let's just say that maybe a church is getting out of session or whatever, and all these cars are coming out. Well, that could interfere or something. So I have to look for those type of things. So that one that was out there, we ended at a AMC movie theater, which of course
cool.
was closed. So the parking spots they had an immense amount of parking places. So it worked out great. There was no one there. We all pulled in. We did, in fact, all of our different vendors gave something away at that particular event.
Nice.
Which was cool. Gave stuff away, and then there was a patio area where it was where they had different types of foods or whatever, and you go eat and have a couple beers or whatever,
Yeah,
so
no, that was cool, man.
Good. So, but it's just a lot of coordination and trying to get it right. Maybe.
Yeah, and I bet you're working real hard at planning that route out.
Yes and no, right? So the hardest part is I'm always so concerned about everybody having fun, and stuff, and not making it too difficult and stuff. So maybe I overthink it, but then on the other side of it, maybe that's why we've had such success, because I'm going the extra mile to ensure that we don't run into problems.
I was literally thinking about that as I was driving this past weekend. So I'm cruising there in the C10 and I'm just like looking around. I'm like, dude, this was a really well planned out route because there was always something to look at. And then none of the roads were like rough. There were no, potholes or anything like that. And so I was like, man, whoever planned this route, like they did a great job. So good on you, Larry.
Well, I look at it this way. I don't want my car to get hurt when I'm doing the drive. So I got to make sure, like you said, there's no potholes, there's no traffic areas. I mean, even simple things that there was a couple of different roads I was going to take, and there's railroad crossings, and the train comes through there all the time. So I was like, I can't go through here, and then we get split up when a big train comes through. So I said, okay, we got to move it over where there's a bridge or something like that that can get us through. Stuff. So,
exactly, man. Well, that's cool. I'll look forward to the next one. Where can people find out more about it? I know you're still developing it, but when the time comes, where can people find out more?
So basically, on social media, that's where we really do the big blast and stuff. So of course, on our personal line, which is Performance Online on Instagram, Performance Online on Facebook, but all of those other vendors that I talked about, they all post as well and stuff. And then and we send out two different flyers before the event, and we also create like a commercial, if you want to call it, of the upcoming event, and we have footage of a portion of the drive and everything, so you're kind of getting an idea of what is in store for you and stuff.
Well, you guys have done a fantastic job of just getting the word out about it. I know, a lot of other people or organizations have attempted to put together cruises and things like that, but you guys have really went above and beyond, like with the social push. A lot of those videos that you guys do are fun and like they're entertaining to watch. They're really cool.
And that's what we're trying to do. Again, in a way, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm not out to sell product. I'm out to be the cool company, right? So everybody hangs out with us and their stuff. And if they end up needing a part for their car, they'll remember us, as a possibility for them that, hey, those are the guys that do that really cool cruise and everything, and go from there. And, it's funny when we do these cruises, we had a couple of C10s that we have a tendency to get a little crazy when we leave, so there's, as you saw, there's some burnouts going on and whatnot. So two friends driving separate C10 trucks, they both left getting crossed.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
And stuff, and they tagged each other. So one kind of bumped the other one, a little bit of damage and everything. But those two guys had just come to our cruise. They had never heard of POL before. And, once they had done that, they were all excited about, what the event and everything. And then they hit us up when they needed some parts. Well, the next thing you know, both of them are turning these trucks into full-blown show trucks. And fortunately, we're there to supply the products for them and everything. So our efforts are working.
That's fantastic, man.
We're trying to be the cool people, that they hang out. But on the other side of it, we also can take care of you and your car needs as well. So.
Well, you guys are poised really well to do that. I know you guys just moved into a new facility, which is like massive, right? And you guys have a bunch of bays that you guys are constantly doing research and development over there for different platforms of vehicles. So, I mean, you guys are right in the heart of like, hot rodding Mecca, SoCal, man. So you guys are in a great position to do exactly that.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is that, the owner and a lot of us that work here, we're all into it. We're all crazy car guys, and, like this morning, the boss, last week, he said he wanted to get a gasser and stuff. So I came across one on Facebook yesterday, hit the guy up, and I asked him the crazy question. I said, hey, it's tough for us to get out of the office. Is there any way you could drive your car by here so we could take a look at it? I told him who we were and stuff, and he knew us, which was kind of
cool.
Yeah. So he's all, you know what? Yeah, I'll bring the car. So he throws down a trailer and he shows up this morning. And we ended up purchasing the car,
Awesome.
Yeah, 63 Nova Super Sport gasser,
Nice.
Like how cool is that? That there's not many people that are selling a car that you can hit them up and say, hey, can you bring your car to us?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But,
no, man.
We kind of threw out, well, it's difficult for us to get out of the office or whatever and stuff. And, but maybe you've heard of us, and he had heard of us, and he said, and he was out in Buena Park by Knott's Berry Farm. So that's quite a drive for him to come out here. So
well, he knew you guys were serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, fantastic, man. Everybody go check out, what's the actual website name? Is it POL-online or is it POL online?
It's actually performanceonline.com.
Okay, perfect. So everybody go check out performanceonline.com, give them a like, a comment, and subscribe to their channels on social media. By designing, engineering, and building the most powerful, reliable, and advanced centrifugal superchargers on the market, ProCharger has been the industry's leading aftermarket supercharger manufacturer for 25 years. No matter if you're looking for 3,500 plus horsepower for a record-setting Pro Mod, or looking for a DIY system for your street car, truck, or motorcycle, ProCharger has the perfect supercharger system for you. For more information on all the amazing ways you can bolt on 40, 50, 60, or even 100% more power to your ride, visit procharger.com. Larry, I want to talk about your personal history now, man. You've been in this industry for a while now, and you've built some incredible cars. You've worked with some amazing companies. Can we take a step back to the early days of your career when you were working on some stuff that's was really popular at that time?
So let's see, where do I start? If I say the actual year I started, then you guys are gonna know how old I am. But yeah, I started back in 1988, straight out of high school, got a warehouse job at a company called Jackson Racing. At the time I was driving an Acura Integra. And of course, the Honda guys and stuff. So, I still lived at home. I had this, cool little new car or whatever and stuff. And I started at Jackson and they had every part you could think of to customize it. So, us back when we were young, you take every paycheck and go, okay, today I'm buying this, next week I'm buying that. And so, and you end up turning the whole car into a show car, within just a few months. Then you get bored. And then you go do it again. You get rid of that car and you buy another one and so on. So really that's kind of where it all started. I mean, I was fortunate enough that my parents picked up a Mustang for me before I was 16. I convinced them that I wanted a car that I could work on and have it ready when I turned 16. So I was only 14 when they bought me my first 66 Mustang, but
Nice.
They wouldn't go with what, of course, I wanted. I wanted a V8, with the 289 and all that fun stuff. They had to get a little straight six or whatever. But still, at that age, I mean, you get a car and it became my life, because how cool are you when you're 14 years old and, your buddies come over and say, yeah, that's my car,
Yeah, definitely, dude.
So, you'll laugh at this and stuff, but we in high school, all of our, me and my friends, we all drove mopeds.
Oh, cool.
We'd all
wait, mopeds are like mini bikes, like Honda Trail 70s or
like little pedal style mopeds that you get going back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So those things are actually kind of cool though, because back then, I mean, they'd get going, 25, 30 miles an hour and stuff.
Okay.
And when you have a bunch of us riding together, it's quite a scene, right?
Dude, that spirit like lives on. So I'm out here in Carlsbad, and there's little packs of like these junior high kids on these like electric mopeds going everywhere. I see them all the time.
Yeah, exactly, and stuff. So the electric ones, of course, have taken the place. These are little two-stroke ones. I remember that we'd walk into the gas station and give them 50 cents, and that would fill up the tank. But I had kind of, I'll have to say, I had to kind of trick my dad, if you want to call it. He never liked the moped because he thought it was too dangerous. And I'm all, you know what, Dad? I got the car right here. If you just let me drive it to school, I'm not going to go anywhere else. Yeah, right. So he's like, yeah, I don't want you on that moped anymore. Go ahead and take the car.
Nice.
So, here I am driving to school, every day, and then, come on, guys, hop in the car. Let's go to lunch, that fun stuff, So I was hooked way back then, and every day I was taking something apart and sanding it and painting it and doing whatever, what can you afford when that age except, so you just work on, whatever you can, and caught the bug. And now, I mean, I'm a little bit, it's a disease.
Well, yeah, dude, now you've built so many cars, and you've had multiple covers of multiple magazines. You've had like full page spreads. The one that you have now is like a showstopper, dude, the 57. But you've had, you're a Mustang guy though. You've had several Mustangs, right?
So of course, since I started driving and, I've always had a Mustang in the lineup and stuff. So right now I got 4 of them at the house. and stuff.
Nice.
You know?
Wait, four cars or four Mustangs?
Oh no, I've got 13 cars right now.
Holy hellfire. Okay.
You know,
I thought I had a lot.
I was about to like call him out for flexing on me and making me feel bad for only having two. And then he flexes on you, Mr. One car every day of the week. So he wasn't picking on me. He's going after all of us. Like he's got the record right now.
Well, give me some time, Greg. Okay, he's got just a couple years on me, but I'll get there.
Exactly right. Yep. So, well, the nice part is the kids are pretty much grown now and stuff, you know. So, I don't have to spend as much money on them anymore. So I go spend them on the other kids, right?
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so you say you got four Mustangs? What kind?
Yeah. So let's see here. So I have a '68 Mustang, California Special.
Nice.
I have '89 Fox Body convertible, a 2005 Mustang GT, and actually I count one as mine, but it's actually my daughter's car. I bought it for her. She has a 2015 EcoBoost and stuff.
Nice.
I was pretty stoked when, you know, my father wasn't able to drive anymore, and he gave me his car, which was just a little Nissan Sentra right when she turned 16. So I let her drive that for the 2 years, and then when she graduated from high school, I said, "Okay, what do you want?" And she said she wanted a Mustang. So we went down, and you know,
Heck yeah.
It was your responsibility to make the payments on it and everything, you know, and so far so good and stuff.
That's a good dad, man. That's cool.
She's just like me. It's bright orange, and I've got 20-inch wheels on, Boston wheels on it and everything. So
of course.
Yeah, it's pretty trick. So
dude, Greg and I last week were talking about the new Mach 1 that came out. I'm interested to get your take on some of the different iterations of Mustangs, because it sounds like you've owned every generation, and you currently own like several generations. Yeah. I want to ask you, how did you feel when that 05 retro body style came out and replaced the new Edge?
So fortunately, the company that I was working for at the time, let's go back to 2004. I worked for a company called APC, American Products Company.
Oh, cool, yeah.
We were doing a lot of private labels actually for the OE. You know, so we were doing for them, for Ford, we were doing with Ford Racing. So they invited us out to see the car before it was even released.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I actually went into the design studio. I had to, you know, give up my phone and sign all this paperwork and everything and make sure there's no pictures taken and stuff. So I literally walked in, and here's this, you know, it's a car, but it's not a real car, right? You know, it looks like a real car. And I'm looking at it, and of course I'm being a big shot too, you know, I'm sitting there, you know, lines and stuff going, oh, what if we change this? And the engineers are standing there going, what are these guys doing? You know, because they've been working on the cars for years, you know, and they're like, what could he possibly want to change and stuff? But what was cool about it is that, you know, we kind of gave an idea of what we were looking to do. So they gave me what they call a body in white. And basically it was a pre-production, just the body of the Mustang and stuff. And they sent it over to us, and we were able to tool off of it, making body kits and a hood,
whoa,
and tail lights and everything. So that was a pretty big deal. So,
and you couldn't talk about any of that.
It was a big deal for that car to come out, because the new Edge one was the current body, which would be 99 to 04s, you know, and they were starting to look a little, you know,
dated
comparative to what else was on the marketplace. So when the 05 came out, it had that retro feel to it, but it was modern, you know, and yeah. So of course I fell in love with it because I have one myself and still have it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Dude, that car was revolutionary in the sense that it kind of kicked off that whole retro futuristic, not futuristic, but like the retro homage, yes. Right? Because then Chevy and Dodge followed suit just a couple of years later. Mm-hmm. So that was a really cool car. I liked it too. I know people are like have mixed feelings about the power plant that was under the hood, but I think the cars are cool. What do you think about the latest generation? A lot of people give it criticism because they say that it's like has like a Euro styling, and it's not as true to the school of Mustang as some of the other ones in the past.
So yes, you're always going to have the guys that say that kind of stuff. But here's the way I look at it. It doesn't matter where you're at and what year Mustang you have, you always know it's a Mustang. There's always something on it that is defining that says Mustang. And you know what's kind of interesting about it? A lot of people don't even notice that. If you look at the current Mustangs right now, it doesn't say Ford on it anywhere. There's no Ford badging anywhere. It only has Mustang on it.
It's interesting.
You know? Yeah. So now when you watch, you'll see there's no Ford badges anywhere and stuff, you know, and that's kind of what they're leading into of these new cars. You know, they have that Mach-E that's out now and everything. I think they're spinning it off kind of as its own.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. And we kind of see the same thing maybe happening with like Corvette. And so I think you're right. You know, we'll maybe eventually see Mustang as its own brand kind of thing, you know? So that's really interesting that you bring that up, man. I wanted to get your take on it just because I know you're a big Mustang guy.
Yeah. So there's rumors that there's a 4-door sedan coming out with the Coyote, with the 6-speed, you know, manual 4-door. I think I'm gonna.
I guess that's progress, man. I'm not crazy about the Mach-E. I saw one for the first time on the road, actually after the cruise the other day. Yeah. And I mean, it's not a bad looking car, and it's not like, you know, I guess the performance is awesome. I asked the guy who was driving it, like, hey, what kind of range are you getting out of this thing? He says 300 miles. So, I mean, it's cool in the sense that, you know, it's a cool car, but I kind of like feel hurt that they put Mustang and the Mach name on it.
But I understand why they did it, because when you sit there and you think about the masses and what they're trying to do, you know, okay, so Mustang's been around for, you know, 50 plus years, you know, and it's got a brand that is, you know, I mean, it's like Coca-Cola. I mean, everybody knows it. And, you know, today's market, I mean, I remember when my first daughter was born and we had, you know, I had a Mystic Cobra too.
Nice.
Mystic Cobra, right?
Yes.
And my wife drove an Expedition, and that was all right as a family car with the Expedition. But, you know, let's just say that when it came time to pick her up from daycare and I had my Cobra, trying to put the baby seat in the back seat of the Cobra just did not work. I mean, most people will cringe when I say this and stuff, but when you have kids, I ended up trading my Cobra in for a 4-door Focus.
Oh, well, Greg likes Focuses. I do too, but
not
the
4-doors.
Yeah.
And stuff, but you know, we do what we do. So now here they are today, where they're actually giving us the opportunity to not have to do that. Because I mean, Mustang is I mean, even having 2 people, it's tight, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Back seat is, well, especially with me.
Yeah, you're a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm okay with it, you know, because as long as they have what started it all, you know, long hood, 2-door, short deck, you know, and lots of power, that's for us. And then for the other side of it, there's something available, you know.
It's divisive, but I think as time goes by, you're right, man. We'll see people start to kind of like, you know, just realize that, hey, man, it's the way of the future, and people want cars that have room, and, you know, but they still want performance. I mean, look at the Dodge Charger, you know, that's not true to its heritage, but it's a cool car.
And look at them sell, and look at the power that they have.
Yeah.
They're a cool car. They're fixing them up. They're doing everything that Mustang guy or Camaro guy or Challenger guy are doing and stuff. So exactly. there's room for it. You know, the Mach-E is a little bit different and stuff, but there
is certainly a market for it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different market, but you know, but now with them talking about a 4-door sedan with the same, you know, power, you know,
it's kind of cool.
That there's a good possibility that, you know, if that does actually happen, I mean, look at me. Can I buy a newer one today? Nah, it's kind of tough for me to get in and out of these cars, you know, as you're getting older. Here I am really aging myself now, but a nice 4-door would actually be kind of cool, you know. So,
I agree, man. I'll wait until I see the actual car. I'm sure it's coming, but I'll try to be nicer about this one than I was to the Mach-E, because I had some harsh words for Ford when that came out.
Yeah,
but
understandable. So.
Well, cool, man. Hey, I know you're a really busy guy, so I won't take up like a whole lot of your time. But I wanted to bring you on, talk about the cruise, talk about when the next one was coming on, and just, you know, spread awareness even more, even though you guys do a fantastic job. I just had so much fun this weekend. I wanted to kind of have you on and thank you.
Well, I'm glad that you did have fun, and I really appreciate you having me on. And anytime, if you come down as well, if you have any questions on anything or you want to see some stuff in person, we have our showroom out here and stuff. So, and I've got
Definitely
our show cars in there, and now I got that new Nova out there now too to add to
yeah
it,
man
and so, hopefully this week we'll be buying a Mustang as well and stuff. So
yeah dude
how it goes and stuff. So
we will talk more about that. And I think we need to shoot some videos at your place, man, at POL. We got to come down and maybe we'll have you on another episode and we'll shoot one there.
that sounds really cool. All right, great.
Right on, Larry. Well, hey, man, thanks again. We will talk to you soon. Everybody, go check out performanceonline.com and again, check out their social. Peace out, Larry.
Thanks, Vinny. Appreciate it.
Oftentimes, when we talk about performance fasteners, we talk about things like diameter and bolt material. However, the devil's in the details, as they say, and ARP's attention to the detail is what sets them apart in the marketplace. ARP's rolled threads use compressive force to form the threads, which not only makes a stronger thread and bolt, but also smoother threads over the easier to mass produce cut threads. Additionally, ARP doesn't form the threads until every other step of manufacturing and heat treating is complete in order to ensure the strongest threads possible in a fastener. This all results in a fastener that exceeds aerospace specifications for both strength and dimensional tolerances. To learn more about ARP's manufacturing techniques, you can check out the articles on Street Muscle Magazine or visit their site at arp-bolts.com.
Well, there you have it, Greg. It's always a good time when I get to hang out with my buddy Larry. He's so cool. And you guys can't tell because he was sitting down, but the dude's like 7 feet tall. He's like a huge guy, but he's the nicest dude.
Dude, I am so jealous of you. Like when you guys started talking about maybe we should do it somewhere else. I'm like, yes, Prescott. Yes, you should. Yes, I would love to do that. Like,
well,
dude, I still don't have 4,000 miles on the Mustang, and it's 15 months old. I've owned it for 15 months.
Well, see, then why should we come to you? You should come to us. Put more miles on that Mustang.
Well, that whole like it would be over by the time I got there thing.
But you're talking about the cruise? Yes. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, dude. Maybe I don't know when the next time you're going to be out here in California is, but maybe that's when we shoot the next episode over at POL. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be really cool.
Because I really like, you guys obviously can't see it, but their facility is really, really cool, man. They have like this showroom / like kind of like lounge area. Last time I was over there, they had a pool table in there. It's cool. It's like a place where their customers can just go hang out and like look at some of the products that they have on display installed in like the POL cars. But you can hang out, have a cup of coffee, shoot some pool, hang out, whatever.
That's cool. I think isn't that kind of pretty much every car guy's like idea of a dream shop is to have a lounge there. Like,
yeah, bro.
I don't know.
I'm working on it. Why don't Zillow and like, all these like realty websites, why don't they ever advertise the garage? Well, why?
Here's the thing. Remember? Oh, it was in one of our real early shows when I suggested Uber, but with like nothing but performance cars. And I'm
well,
really
they have that. It's like
no.
Oh wait, no, not Uber. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the one where you can actually rent.
Yeah, you're thinking Turo or something. No, I'm saying like Uber, but with performance cars. I'm still waiting on you guys to come up with that and do it. And like, come on. But maybe there's an opening in the market for us to do car guy oriented real estate. I mean, not that I'm looking to get into real estate because that's awful, but
I'm not cut out to be like a salesperson.
No,
that's
we got the idea.
Job.
Let's again put it out into the world, and maybe someone will make it happen.
Well, this is us putting it out in the world. Exactly. Maybe one of our viewers is a realtor. Maybe they're also very technologically savvy and they know how to build websites. Boom, there's your idea. Send me my royalty.
Yes. And by royalty, I mean a house with, it only has to be like 1,200 square feet. But I need
all garage.
I need a 5-car garage and a separate attached, but not included in that 5 cars RV space. So,
dude, I'd be cool. I'd like to just buy like maybe an old warehouse and just that'd be cool. But
yeah, the only thing that scares me about a warehouse is heating and cooling it, right? Because there's so much volume.
I'll be all right. I'll buy a space heater and a little swamp cooler. But anyways, I think that those websites need to start doing a better job of like showing what the inside of a garage looks like, because it's very important.
Oh, it really is. I mean, there were houses when we were looking at houses, they didn't even get it on their list because there was no garage pictures, and I wasn't going to waste my time.
Yeah, I was looking for like a rental place before I moved into the apartment that I have now, and that was like major criteria, man. Like, not only does it have to have a garage, but I want to see it, you know. If it's a tiny like single car garage that, you know, I could fit like a Mini Cooper in, that ain't gonna work. But anyways, if you guys are tired of those websites not showing a garage, let us know in the comments and give us a like. But anyways, Greg, what's going on Engine Labs this week? What can people check out and look forward to?
Well, we've got a lot of stuff that's coming in. I don't know what's going to be actually published. I know there's a lot of small block Ford content. You can still see the boxes just piling up behind me. In fact, when we were recording that show, UPS dropped off more stuff. Dude, he's starting to wonder what I'm getting and, you know, where it's all going. But yeah, so probably some small block Ford stuff. I would say that's cool. probably going to be on there when this goes live.
Nice. Well, I just got some product requests submitted for the C10 project that I'm building out with some of our clients and sponsors. I intend to do a lot of video-based stuff, like more like a vlog style build. I mentioned that to you in the past, but I think that's like a project I'm really looking forward to. The major things that we're doing to it are brake, suspension, and of course the LS swap. So I'm gonna stab a 5.3 in there, made it to the Turbo 350, put a little cam in there, and you know, see how she runs. But so we set all that into motion this week for Street Muscle. And then as far as editorial that's going up on Street Muscle, you guys should be able to read the latest installment of Project Phoenix. That's my 68 Firebird. We put a Mosier M9 muscle pack in the back of that thing. So finally, that car has two-wheel peel. I was like one-legged it for a long time in that car, man. It makes too much power to not put it to both wheels.
The car is too pretty not to be spinning both wheels.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, really. In fact, that's kind of how I led the article. You know, like, you know, this has been just a shameful point in my car building career, man. Like, I don't, you know, you got little kids on the street corner asking you to do burnouts, and it's like,
tell them to go to the other side.
Yeah, come to the other side. Anyways, man, go over to streetmusclemag.com and check that out. Go over to enginelabs.com, you guys. Go to powerautomedia.com and check out everything we have going on over there. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like, comment, and subscribe button and ring the notification bell. If you're watching it on Facebook or anywhere else, go over to YouTube and subscribe.
And then remember, when this goes live, the giveaway is going to be live.
You are correct, sir. How could I forget? Everybody, there's a big giveaway going on for RodCAST. We partnered with Performance Distributors, and they're providing the winner of this contest with either a new DUI distributor or SOS coils if you're driving something late model. So if you're looking for new ignition components for your car, this is an easy way to win. Literally, all you have to do is subscribe to the Street Muscle Magazine YouTube channel. That's it. That's all you have to do to win.
No, that's all you have to do to be entered. You also have to be picked.
Well, technically, I'm still right, Greg. Okay.
Saying, I don't want somebody to like.
The way I said it was a little misleading.
I just don't want someone to like draft some legal letter and be like, "You said all I have to do is enter, and I get all the ignition stuff I want."
And that's why Greg is the tech guru, because he double checks things. No, that's true. Maybe the way I said it was a little bit misleading, but the fact of the matter is, it's that simple to enter to win. all you got to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yep, do that, and then we will use a random number generator. What did we say? The
May 30th.
May 30th is the cutoff. So after
Yes,
that,
sir.
we'll amalgamate everybody and order them, and then generate a number, and there you go. There's your winner.
What I tell you, the tech guru, everyone. Yeah, but seriously, it's really simple. We try to make it as simple as possible, and we want to do more of these giveaways in the future with some of our other partners, and maybe they'll be open to it. So if this one goes well, who knows?
Yep.
I think ProCharger is one of our sponsors, right, Greg?
Yeah, they sure are.
All right, guys, tune in next week, noon, Friday. Every Friday, we're airing an episode, and our rewind episodes go up on Tuesdays at noon. So we'll see you next time. Peace.